Hey guys, what's going on? Chris here, doing my second 4K Blu-ray review. I'm going to do it on The Incredibles in 4K. I picked it up earlier today at Best Buy, and I just had the opportunity to finish watching it. Normally, when people do their Blu-ray reviews, they generally tend to start with the video side of things. However, I want to touch on the biggest issue that I think a lot of us have had on the Blu-ray forums and the AVS forums and other forums where we discuss, films and DVDs and Blu-rays and 4K Blu-rays and so on. The audio side of things with Disney so far in the 4K format has not been very good so far. Their Dolby Atmos treatment has been rather subdued, to put it lightly. It's been really, really compressed. Low volumes, you pretty much have to crank up the volume in order to get any sort of dynamic range out of the audio. And unfortunately, with The Incredibles, nothing has changed. It's still an issue. I had to pump on my volume by 10 notches just to get any sort of dynamic range out of it, especially during the action sequences. It's really unfortunate because I believe that Disney so far, despite being one of the later studios to adopt the format, the video quality side of things for their transfers so far, in my opinion, have been very, very good. Even among some of the best, despite the limited library that they've supplied so far. And that's actually one of the unfortunate things with The Incredibles. It's a film from 2004, 14 years old, as well as the animation is held up to this day. There's still limitations of, visual animation field. That medium. There's still going to be limitations for its time, but the animation quality and the video quality side of things still holds up really well. And that's one of the more frustrating aspects about this, is because the video transfer, again, is a very, very solid encode from Disney. There's some minor banding, which is generally an issue with almost any animated film, but it's not recurring enough. It's not overbearing. It's not something that you're going to be looking to point out for a flaw. And for the most part, it's really, really minor. Whereas, the collective video transfer is still really strong. Reds, greens, and blues look absolutely amazing. The high dynamic range is very well utilized throughout. You get some very good deep black levels. You get very good contrast. Oranges from like flames and smaller elements like that look really, really good. They pop off the screen. For an animation film too, there's some really good foreground and background separation going on. I didn't even notice much aliasing going on either, which can also be an issue from time to time with animated films. But for the most part, I really didn't notice anything like that. So, the video transfer side of things, if this is what Disney has in store for future catalog titles, if they continue to go even deeper into their catalog from way back, and they don't do anything extreme like digital noise reduction or edge enhancement or any of those things, you could be looking at some very, very good video quality transfers on the 4K format from Disney. But they really have to get this audio thing sorted out. And I got to be honest, I'm really not optimistic that they're going to. I mean, they haven't done it for any of their major titles. I mean, the fact that Black Panther and The Last Jedi and Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, Thor Ragnarok, the fact that those, four major titles that make some tons and tons of money did not receive the optimal treatment for the audio side of things for their home release is extremely unfortunate, and it's extremely frustrating for us as the consumers who have adopted this format and the price that we continue to put into our equipment, as well as the price that we continue to pay to keep physical media alive. And it even goes beyond that. If you're somebody that prefers digital for whatever reason, if you get the Incredibles on Vudu and 4K and Dolby Vision, and you can stream the Atmos track too, it's probably going to be the same issue. So it's really concerning. It's really frustrating. It's really irritating. It feels like a half-baked package, which is really unfortunate because, in my opinion, Disney, as far as the packaging goes, they put out the best packaging. Their slip covers are amazing. Funnily enough, I ended up getting the Steelbook, mainly because that's all they had at the Best Buy I went to. They only had 2 Steelbooks. They didn't have any additions with the slipcase cover, but the Steelbook itself is still really, really impressive looking. High build quality too and everything. You get the 4K Blu-ray, which I still have in the UDP 203 right now. You get the regular Blu-ray, you get the DVD, obviously. It's a really solid package that they put together here, and that's sort of the ironic thing, I guess, if you want to call it that, is they've done a very good job so far with the video transfers that they've put out, and they do a really good job with their packaging, but for whatever reason, they are just doing the bare minimum when it comes to the audio mixing. I don't know if it's because, you know, they're trying to account for, you know, the family environment where they don't want things to be, you know, too high, too low, or, you know, it's just, it's really weird, and hopefully we can get an explanation on that soon. But unfortunately, I would not hold my breath when it comes to that issue. But yeah, other than that, it is a very good looking 4K disc. You know, it's still a great film too. It holds up really well. One of my favorites from Brad Bird. I'm really excited to see the sequel as well. Like I said, even though the film is 14 years old, and despite, you know, some of the limitations of the animation medium, you know, the animation and the art style and everything that they put into it still looks really, really good. You know, the hair renderings, the foliage, you know, when they're on the island or whatever, it just all looks so good. The texture on the walls, it's pretty impressive what they're doing with the animation side of things. So hopefully they can get the audio thing squared away at some point down the road. But you know, I'm not going to hold my breath on that. So overall, video quality, I'm going to give a 4.5 out of 5. Audio quality, 2.5 out of 5. You know, it's just halfway there. It doesn't even really feel like an Atmos mix, and that's one of the more frustrating things when you consider what Warner Brothers and Sony and, you know, Paramount are all doing so far for the format on the audio side of things. You know, they're knocking it out of the park, especially Warner Brothers, and it just feels like, you know, Disney has a lot of catching up to do when it comes to that. So yeah, that's basically the you know, quick and narrow to the point review for The Incredibles 4K Blu-ray. I would still suggest picking it up despite the frustration with the audio, because the video quality is tremendous. So yeah, that's about it. See you guys.